Is your friend or relative a banker? I mean, those who are in an institution, licensed institution monitored by government and other bodies. The person you're handing to whom you're handing your money, is that person working with or in one of these institutions? The reason I'm bringing this again, regardless of how many videos I've done on it before, regardless of how many others have done, I find it necessary to work on this topic once more. For only yesterday, I was with someone who told me that they work very hard. Husband and wife work very hard in England, put together a good sum of money. Good sum of money that in today's economic situation, it would be about 4 million Jamaican dollars. 4 million Jamaican dollars, if not more. Hand it over to a relative. When they were ready for it, not even one penny, all was gone. It is happening over and over again. Nearly all the places I've had the opportunity to stay a little while, I've heard something of the sort. I stayed in Canada for a little while, I heard something of the sort. I stayed in US for a good time, I heard something of the sort. I stayed in England for many, many years. That's where I spent nearly all my working life. I've heard the same complaint. Stayed in Jamaica, send them the money and it get used up. Some of us say steal, they're stealing the money. It's more than just stealing money. Many of those people who have used your money, they are not thieves as such. They didn't set out to steal. But look what's happening and note carefully. Money. And that is why we should spend quite a bit of time looking at money, looking at the value of money, looking at oh money belong to this one, belong to that one, what we should do to get money and how we treat money. The Bible says money is the root of all evil, or the love of money is the root of all evil, and we fail to understand all of that. Now look at this. Here comes your brother or your sister. They have never seen a million, let alone $4 million. Poor, innocent people. You're placing a great temptation in their hands. Now listen to me carefully. They're never accustomed to see such money. They've never seen $1 million in one lump sum. Or you're giving them that money to put under the bed or put in some jar and put on in the house. As we ask the question, are they bankers? All right. They have never seen so much money. In good faith, they take your money and they realize that you trust them. But along the way, up comes a great need, genuine need, sickness. They don't have any money of their own. But money answers all things. Money speaks to all situation. Money was meant to contribute to well-being. Listen to this carefully. Money was designed to contribute to well-being, to advancement, to betterment, to prosperity. And so they look over at your money. The need isn't before them. As we say, maybe sickness, maybe school fee to pay, maybe rent to pay, maybe food, you're hungry, and there's money. And something say to them, just borrow a little of that money. You'll be able to put it back before so and so is ready for it. And in good faith, they take some of your money. But as we said, they have never seen money of their own, much money of their own. Something told them they will be able to put it back, but now they find out that they can't put it back. Boom! Up comes another need. And I said, boy, I'm going to put back all of that money. And they take some more of the money. Before long, they realize that they have used up so much of your money. That is doing something to them psychologically. The thing that they're going to do now is to begin to cover up. Once you begin to cover up, there's going to be a burst out somewhere, or there's going to be a sliding path, and you begin to do this. The person speaking to me informed me that those who use up the money, they were even thinking of poisoning them. That is the money used would poison the money owner because you have to get them out the way. You see what's happening? You're gone demented. Something wrong with the mind because you use up the man or the woman money and you can't put it back. And something begin to tell you you're in disgrace. You have to go cover up, and you're trying to get rid of the disgrace and so on and so on. And you become an evil person. Yes, you reach the point where they're going to label you as a thief. You didn't set out to be a thief. But now let's look at the facts. In all of us, there are those little tendencies, there are those little traits, there are those little characteristics. Every trait you see in that other person out there, there's a little something within each of us that, if nurtured, it's going to blossom forth and bring forth fruit. There are some people say, no, I don't think I'll commit murder. I'm not killing anybody, even if they do me wrong. Don't believe them. It's a little something inside of that person. If nurtured, you turn the focus on that. You begin to read. You begin to see. You begin to do this. You begin to do the other. You can do all the wicked things you see other people out there doing. And that is why we have to be careful how we live, what we see, what we eat, what we associate with, what we look at, what we read about, what we feed into the mind. I developed some videos, and this thing got one called Mindscape for real. We're going to work on some of these things. So, you place big temptation in the person's hand, and that begin to take hold of that person innocently, borrowing your money, taking your money, and so the path is sliding. Sometimes they're even taking the money to help a just cause. Yes, there's a person, other relative in need, to take some of that relative money to help that relative. Good cause, but it's not your money. But as we see now, there's that thing, there's that sympathetic streak, and there's that streak, take, meet need, we'll put it back. But life doesn't work in a straightforward way. The owner of that money could lose that money too. hmm But it would be theirs. It's no problem. Well, the problem is no big problem. But now this other person, not accustomed to seeing so much money, a need arise, begin to use up the money, and before long that money is gone. As I mentioned, I've seen cases just about every place I've gone to where people believe that their relative, a brother, sister, father, mother, but one woman, she sent out money to her mother to fix her house. And she came out, the mother's house was nicely fixed, and hers was worse than she had left it. Why put such temptation in the hands of people? Why not take the money to a reputable financial institution? And let me tell you something. Even in the financial institution, sometimes when some people see big money and they're working with big money, you've heard it over and over. This one is taken out for fraud. This one is dismissed for fraud. This one has lost their 13 million, 12 million US dollars. Somebody begin to see big money, and there is that something within them. Those now maybe you could label those as thieves, but it's not the thieving thing that is first clicking. It's money available. All I have to do, twist that and get the money. And before long, you're in the category of thieves and robbers. So the advisable thing is not to put such temptation on your friends or relatives. Never mind how close you may be, never mind how much the friendship seems genuine, never mind how much they tell you, no, I'll never touch it. They didn't want to touch it, but somehow, and the money, there's something about money. I've been working on it for quite a long time, looking at what it is. I told myself at one point, money is not a living thing, but there is something about money. There's something, it's like money is alive. It's something like money can master you. No, let me put it the right way. No, you can allow money to be your master. And once that money becomes your master, you have problems. You have problems. But to those who are handing over the money, maybe some of you right now you're thinking of doing it. And it's not only people from overseas that who have found themselves in such problem. Local people work hard night and day. Man work hard. I've seen that work hard, and he's storing all the money with his wife. Storing all the money with his wife. Along the way, something get inside. Say, I could accomplish so much with this money. Gone with the lot. Children working, giving their money their parents the money to store away. And it's not safe for individual to just have money around under the bed or whatever, this tin, that case. And it's not very safe. It's not very healthy. Even if you own money, don't just pile it up around you, push it in your pocket, put it under your car seat and whatever you. It's just not very healthy. The thing about it, when you take it to some of the financial institutions where you still have problems, but some of these institutions, most of them, they are governed by certain laws, and they have different eyes to watch over them, to supervise them, to make sure that they don't take your money, to begin to look at your money as their money. Your money is to fulfill their need. And many of them would carry some sort of insurance so that if at all one of their workers should fail and allow the money mastering, allow the money to master them and run off with your money, you will get back your money. I once had little experience along the way where we put some money in a certain institution. That institution was a very nice, good institution, clean, customer friendly. They had a nice car park. Everything was going fine. And quite a number of us from overseas, we put money into that concern. It wasn't a pyramid scheme or Ponzi scheme or anything of the sort. It was a banking affair. Um, I can't go into any details about that. I don't know all the facts about it. But suddenly were pushed out of business. But somewhere along the line, we were able to get back our capital funds. All who put in money, you put in 2 million, you will get back your 2 million. You wouldn't get any interest, but you get back your money at least. They're governed by rules. There are regulations around. There are other institutions to be looking at them. The government is there, and you find some help. But when you give individuals your money, if they have, and I am not for one moment saying that there will, and I'd like to hear from some of you because maybe some of you have done well. You are worthy men and women, and people have lodged their funds with you, and when you turn up for your funds, it was handed over to you as a given. Yes, it happened many times too, but we're looking now at those who have lost great sums of money. Money they work so hard to put together, to accumulate, and they just lose all that money. It's painful. It has driven some people to their death. So be wise and prosper today. You have some money that you work very hard to get. Sit down, think about what you do, look at the institutions around you. Yes, look at the people around you. Avoid burdening down innocent people who otherwise they wouldn't come and put a gun at your head and take your money. They wouldn't slide into your house at night and take your money. But you put it in their hand. And sometimes it's genuine need that is coming up. And your money must now answer to their problem. Your money is now the thing to bail them out. If you didn't put that money in their hand, they would not have taken that money. If you're going to give somebody sums of money to meet their need, then do that. But that which is to help you build a house, buy a piece of land, set up a business, your money to get for you to get married, and to do various things, and you work hard. This woman told me she worked night and day, weekends to put the money together, only to lose it to a relative they trusted very much. You can avoid all that. And as we say, if you found some benefits in this, please share it with some others, especially those who are putting money together, wanting to do something, whether for short time or long term. Don't make that, we can call it, silly mistakes. There are many, many institutions for you to work with. May your blessings be plentiful today and always. Please subscribe and see the next video.